Kia ora, my name is Michael Walden. I'm from Mount Albert Grammar in Auckland. I've just been asked to make this little video for the AMA, which just runs through kind of what I was trying with my class in the online learning environment. So at the end of term one, we had a couple of days, Thursday and Friday, where we had all of the classes online. My department, the majority of us use Google Classroom as a tool. Google Classroom has two main features. You can either post in the stream, which is unorganized, just as by date, kind of like a Facebook feed. And I use that just to communicate random stuff with them. So I might have found something interesting on the internet, or in this case, I'd made a mistake with a particular terminology I'd used. So I've posted up a few little images. But the majority of the stuff I put in the Google Classroom pages and under classwork, and I organize it by topic and by content. So as you can tell, I switched to online learning. I started dating the lessons, and in this I posted up a little video, kind of like what I'm doing now, using screencastify. I'll show you that in a sec. I also posted up a little Google Doc, and I made them all have their own copy of it so that they could edit it and submit their work, and then I could check it and give feedback where I felt necessary. It looks like not many have done it. The 11 that have been returned, and then one who I returned it, but he straight away turned it back. I don't know why. I put comments on their work. Out of the 17 assigned, the majority of them did the work, but they just didn't click the submit button, so that's okay. They were new to it as well. So in each lesson of my classes, I decided to pre-record a video. You can choose on Screencastify whether you want your face or not, but I thought it was quite nice to keep communicating, keep connected to the class. So I set out the structure. Our school decided to have a short timetable periods so that we didn't get bombarded with emails throughout the rest of the day, and also to keep some sort of structure. So I'm going to show you this video. This is at the end, of this one, which will tell you how I kind of run the lesson. Screencastify is a Google Chrome add-on. You can download it. It gives you 5-minute free videos. When the video is finished, it saves to your drive, and then easily from there you can put it into your Google Classroom by just adding it from your drive, adding the video. So there's that. Each lesson I decided that I felt was useful, because some lessons in maths, they don't really lend themselves to this sort of thing. But I had some tasks. I tried to keep a variety of tasks with the fact that they're at home, and I want to keep them engaged. So this is where technology becomes quite handy. And when I showed them my lessons in that 5 minutes, which is quite nice to limit your teaching to 5 minutes, I had set tasks in here which I wanted them to complete. I used the split screen feature on a Mac. So if you have a Mac, you can split screen by holding up the top left is a green thing, click and hold, and I split screen it with things like GeoGebra. So when I'm talking about the tasks, I can show them, the thing I'm talking about, which was quite nice. So I use split screen for that. And then right at the end, I got them all on Flipgrid, and I had never used this in class. So it was a little bit, some of the boys found it quite hard to connect. But on Flipgrid, the thing that's really neat is you can, and Hector's obviously getting really excited with all this, you can post a little video of your work. Thanks, Subash, for showing me how to use this. And then you can post as a teacher video feedback on the work.
This would have to be the highlight of my day.
So I showed them basically me engaging with the maths. I was also doing the work that they were doing, and then
looks pretty average because you tried a little bit together.
And it's really easy to use. The boys that got on there have found it easy to use. So that was Flipgrid, and lastly, as I was saying, to keep them engaged, there's the standard emailing pictures of work and stuff. Just it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to stress about having a perfect lesson, but the variety of tasks are important, and not just setting millions of tasks on Education Perfect as I have been known to do in the past. So that was basically how I run my lesson, and now you're going to see a video, this 5-minute video here of what I did. Thanks for watching. Alrighty guys, Welcome to Friday's lesson. First up, I want to congratulate those of you who got on board yesterday and did that test on EP. I've checked the marking of it, and a good majority of you got over 80%, so well done. Because there were some pretty tricky questions in there, but good effort all round. You are allowed a second effort if you want to have a go at that second attempt. Okay, so today's lesson, which maybe is 11:10, I'm not too sure what time you're watching this. We're going to do nets, map plans, and isometric drawings of 3D solids. We're going to run it a little bit different, where I'm going to also tell you what Flipgrid is. Oh, my apologies in the order on that. Material is going to go on Google Classroom for this lesson. I'm also going to teach you what Flipgrid is, what it is, how to join it. Okay, so first up, our first thing today is that we need to understand this, basically what this picture is showing us. So if we have an isometric drawing of a solid, it's in this case a 3D picture, we've got different views depending on what way we look at the solid. Now, we've done a little bit of this year already. The last thing which we haven't covered is a mat plan. So it's looking at it from top down, and obviously when you're looking at it from top down, imagine a bird flying over a building. Without shadowing or a slight angle difference, you can't quite tell how tall something is, right? But obviously this tower here in the back corner is 3 high, so we put a 3 there to represent how high it is when we're looking at it from top down, 3 stories, as opposed to the bottom ones here, which are 1 story. All right, your first task is to go to the isometric drawing tool, make the following design, including color, and then you're going to complete the table on your Google Doc. So to show you what we're doing here, your Google Doc, which you can get on Google Classroom, everyone gets a copy of this, so don't worry about, you're expected to edit it with your own stuff. You're going to make this design, and you're going to put in all of the different views. So just to show you this isometric drawing tool, again, the link on Google Classroom, you can play around with this. I recommend you do the stuff at the back first so that you actually get a good perspective. You might find that when you spin it around, you've actually got a hole in your shape. So for example, that, I might want to color it blue MAGS Pride. All right, might go yellow on the other side. And then what you can do is inspect this by, first of all, you can rotate it, but inspection allows us 2 things. One, 3D, we can actually rotate it a certain amount of degrees. Or if we click 2D, it gives us all of these things here, including the map plan. So that's your first task for today. Second task, I want you to make this design using the same app. And this time I've given you the map plan, and you just need to make the solid and screenshot the solid, put it into your document. All right, second part of the lesson, nets. So a net of a 3D shape is basically the 2D version of it, right? So we can imagine opening a box up and gluing it back together. This is the net of this hexagonal prism. So what I'd like you to do to explore nets is to go to this GeoGebra tab. Now, we've seen some of this already this year. For example, the 11 nets of the cube. I'm pretty sure I've shown you this in class, where they all form a cube and they're all slightly different nets. We can get more complicated and look at this hexagonal prism, which we just talked about. Alrighty, but I want you guys to focus on these ones down here, the octahedron and the tetrahedron and so on. These ones are pretty neat. They're a little bit different. So we just create the net by sliding it open. I don't know if any of you have got augmented reality at home, but apparently you can do augmented reality. Right, so these platonic solids, just have a play around with them basically. And then your task 3, I want you to answer this net matching problem on Google Classroom, answers in the Google Doc. Task 4, I want you to make one of the platonic solids that is in a PDF. Choose one to make. Go to Flipgrid. Hey, we haven't used this before. Flipgrid, go to the Flipgrid website and enter the code I'm going to show you on the next slide. You will need to log in using your school email. That's the code. Good luck with that. Any queries, email.